Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here with my second pit bike. Now this is the original frame and swing arm, and as well as suspension. But here on the front end we've got this brand new front suspension which actually fits this frame. This is the only type of forks that actually fit this frames, and I've magically found them on eBay, so I thought I'd buy them. Now this part here is from the original version and this is the new part. As the new bottom part of the front fork is come, but the bearing is just stuck and I can't, there's no way of moving it down to the bottom. So this one's the exact same, it's not damaged or anything. We are going to do some stuff like change over these bolts, as these ones are brand new, so why not. Now I do have the other forks as well. As you can see, these forks are really small. So I'm considering maybe changing them over to the original red ones just over there. But for starters, we're gonna fit these new bolts on, and then we can decide what to do next. Now, when I first got this bike, I don't even know if the channel was up then, but I had these original forks on, and you may have seen a photo with these covers on. Now, I don't believe I need them, as these don't even have the covers on. But these, as you can see, they're just a lot longer. They're about 8 centimetres longer. So that could be vital. So I think first of all, let's get some wheels on this. Before we do anything like put an engine in, as that's going to be really heavy, and it's just to make it a lot more aggro. Let's put some wheels on it, and let's see how high it sits. And then we will see after that if we want to swap over to these ones. If not, we'll stick the engine in. And then if we do, we switch these over and then we'll stick the engine in. But then after that, I mean, hopefully today we should have a fully complete bike. And then we've still got the one back there which you can't currently see. If I spin you round down to here, you can see it's quite old tatty bike which I built up from 70 quid job lot. Now I do need to steal some parts of this, especially that rear wheel and these here, as I don't have any more. This is fine, I mean this is a long-term project, whereas this one I'm hoping to even take to a track in Croydon in a couple weeks time, maybe in a couple months. But once this is finished, really it's ready for the track. So I think first of all, let's put some wheels on. Now I do have this wheel which originally came with this bike, so I'm going to see if this fits on, as this is ideally the wheel I do want to run. So to be honest, I think it's going to be real. I don't know if this is going to be the choice of forks that we use, as I believe we will have to use the old ones. Quite annoying, as these ones are much nicer as they are brand new, but I think that one goes the other way. But I think, however, we might need to, unfortunately, use the other ones as before I do that. Right, no scratches, luckily. Just quickly try and grab this. I don't know where it is. Right, so I found the spacer after about 5 minutes of looking. Now we can pick the pit bike up and we can shove this spacer in, and then we can really see what it looks like. I've got the rear wheel and we can now see if this one fits in. So just going to leave the bolts on the floor and hope the bike doesn't fall off the table. Just trying. It's a bit, I don't like working this table. I'm putting wheels on this table at least. But we can now grab these two here, and then this is actually going way easier than I thought, to be honest. I'll just loosely do this up. Now we can really see what it looks like and see whether this is high enough or if we need to change over the forks, back to the original. Remember, this is not a road bike, this is a dirt pit bike, so we do need to make sure it can handle the conditions that have been up to. Now I'm attempting to take it down. I've got the rear wheel on properly and I sort of got it a bit stuck on the trolley now, so and these pit bikes, they may be small but they're definitely heavy. They're a workout to lift, especially on your own. So I'm trying to just line up past the camera, and we've got on the floor now, and I'm just going to move the trolley out of the way, and now I can properly see what it looks like put it next to the trailer. But to be honest, it's sitting, it's obviously it's low, but this, we need to remember, this is no CRF 110, this is a CRF 50, which is meant to be a small bike. Especially if you look at the Honda CRF 50, it is tiny, maybe even smaller than this. Now, the ground clearance, I've just tried bouncing on it, and to be honest, it can't even go above here. So there's no chance of it really hitting there, unless I want to do some 450 size jumps. So I think, to be honest, it's perfect. I'm just going to do some finishing touches to the wheels off camera, like change over these bolts, then I'm going to have lunch, and then I can drop the engine in and make sure it is. We're going to try and run it in this session, in this video, I should say, and see how it goes. And see, we also need a lot of stuff from here put in. I think for now we run the old red, as we do want to get ready for a track. Then maybe after that we can actually paint our own livery or just buy some stickers. We'll see. Right, so it is now time to fit this engine into the bike. One of the parts I hate the most, but let's do it. So in my pocket, as we've got the other engine, if you remember us mounting that, we use the mounts from this engine. So I've got new bolts in my pocket, and we can now fit this engine back into its original frame. Now this engine is the better of the two, as it actually does run, unlike the other, which, well, it needs a bit of work, and then I'm not sure if it will run or not. So first of all, first let's literally just drop the engine in, and this is one of the hardest parts. I'm going to try and find something to rest it on. I'm going to grab maybe a go-kart wheel. I think a go-kart wheel might work the best. So I'm going to grab a go-kart wheel, as I think maybe a big one, a rear wheel I should say, might fit in. And I think that might actually be perfect, to be honest. So I'm going to try lifting it. These engines weigh surprisingly quite a lot for just a little 125. But to be honest, that's brought up to perfect height now. And we should be able to just squeeze in the engine and get a bolt. And I cut my leg open earlier, so sort of got firm through that pain. And just try and get one through. Right, it's not that one. It's probably that one. Oh, don't tell me they don't fit. How do they not fit? They don't fit. What? Are you serious? You seriously telling me these don't fit? What? No, sure. What? What kind of bolts? These were literally for a pit bike. Right, these bolts do not fit at all. Does the bottom one fit? Bottom one doesn't really fit. Right. Oh, I've got to check it. Right, so next up, we need to take the engine bolts out of the other bike. I'm going to do that off camera, because that's be a bit hard to record. Right, so I did finally get this engine in. So now I'm trying to rest it, to be honest, on something, but without a stand, it's a bit awkward, so first I'm just going to do up these bolts and make sure this engine's not going to fall out, and try and grab. And so a couple cuts later, and do up these. Now, oh, my foot is all the way over there. Trying not to drop the bike, but right, so engine is now secure and in the bike. Now I think next I'm going to put the handlebars on, just to make it a bit simpler on myself. Before putting on the handlebars though, I did also want to put on the kickstand, which meant I had to remove the one off the other bike and then fit onto this one, as well as the pedals. Right, so a bit of off-camera work. I've done all the forks and I've also connected the front brake. I've just done the throttle, however, it's running a bit. It fits, it just needs a bit of adjustment. As you can see, there's not really anything. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe if I wiggle this around, I'm hoping that will cause it. So I'm trying to just remove the air filter just so I can actually see the slide. And yeah, so the slide is fully up, so obviously that means that inside here it's slightly stuck. It might be the needle's slightly bent, but to be honest, I can't replace it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wiggle it around in here until we can sort of get it until it slides in. Now, maybe whilst I'm here, I'm going to take the side out a bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some carb cleaner. So this is for a carb, but it's a carb, so I'm just going to clean. What we're going to do is we're just going to spray around here, try and not get it in your eyes, like me, but now we're just going to simply do a bit on here, just going to do a bit on the needle. Now, hopefully now this will slot in a bit easier. So now I'm sort of just wiggling it around, trying to find, it's quite hard with the frame right here to be honest, but I'm just wiggling it around, trying to find, and we have fitted it on. It's now going right to the bottom, which is good, which means that we've done it. We've connected the throttle, and I'm just going to do this up. Then we're going to collect the clutch cable up as well. Right, so we're now on to the clutch side, and literally this is probably the easiest of the 3 cables on the handlebars to connect, 4 I should say. But all we're going to do, to be honest, I'm just trying to find which place. I'm finding which one I'm happy with, and for me it is maybe 3 or 4 like this, and then we can drop the cable through here. Okay, so now I've got the pliers. Simply I just flick this up, and I'm sort of just trying to find a way of bending this up, trying to get grip as well. I think you can also take off this spring if you wanted to. Personally, I'm not fully sure whether you can or not, but this one, now you just simply, and now it is in, so that's all good now. And then I can adjust this back to how it was. Test the clutch. It's feeling a bit tight, but let me loosen this up. So yeah, it's a bit tight, but for now it'll do. Now, unfortunately, I just remembered we will not be able to start it in this video, as the exhaust bolts have snapped. So I've got to find a way of extracting these out, which could be quite a mission. And if I can't get them out, I don't really know what I'd do. I may have to replace this if I can't get it out, but I'm hoping they should come out. But they are very, very thin. As you can see, I'm not hopeful, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see what we can do there. If not, I think we can buy just this part of the head and then stick that on, and then we've got a spare parts. Right, so the bike is actually almost finished, to be honest. All we need to do is some plastics and some other things like the chain and just some little other things. So I've connected up all the CDR, I've connected up all the cables. We just need some cable ties. Do it up. We've got a key in now as well, so we can now sort of lock the bike even. We've got the kill switch up here, which is sort of wired a bit wrong, as on is off and off is on, but it's not that big of a deal. Could do with a bar pad, but apart from that, to be honest, everything looks much better. These forks, as they're lower, they fit everything fits much better, which say like the throttle cable and everything, it fits a lot better on this stuff. So yeah, I do prefer these forks. I think it sits a lot nicer as well, and before it was sort of putting it a bit up. So now I'm just going to go over it with cable ties off camera and do up all the little things. I'm going to nick the fuel tank off of this bike, and then we can put the plastics on and finish up things for the day. Right, so if we ignore that there's no front fender on here, the bike is 90% finished. Now we need obviously the exhaust and the chain and some various other little bits, maybe some extra add-ons as well. But for now, the bike is pretty much finished, and that is it for today's video. So thank you all for watching. If you like this one, make sure to like and subscribe for part 4 now of this pit bike project, and I'll see you in the next one.